welcome back to the Southern Chaos YouTube channel, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, one day before we leave for Streetcar Takeover, and the blue coyote, as you all know, my dad spun it off the road and wrecked it. It does have body work getting done to it. We are still waiting on parts, meaning a bumper, a side door, and a front fender, and we do not have any of it from Ford yet. So I'm not sure how we're going to run it on Saturday and Friday for Streetcar Takeover yet, but we are pulling into Walt's Dyno right now, our boy down here in Clearwater. We're going to be dynoing the car with the new tune. The last tune that was in it was the tune that he spun off the road with, so I'd be curious to know what that makes. And then we are going to be remotely working with Rob over at Palm Beach Dyno, and we're going to try to get this thing set up to over that 900 horse mark, so we can have the car tuned up fast like we need it to be. We need to be able to run nines and be reliable, so 900 wheels should be just fine for that. We're going to try to hopefully test the trans brake and line lock setup, make sure all that's good, and the bump in, and hopefully this thing makes some numbers. So let's see what happens. Well, backing her in. This is her good side. So we'll get the good side and then we'll get the bad side. Go ahead and strap the car down. We've got two fans on it. Logging our tune over there. Get her strapped down. Make our first pull. And then we got the crash side. Got the body work already going. Just won't be painted in time, unfortunately. But trim this up. The new bumper and fender are coming from Ford today, so they're going to be black or whatever color they come. So we'll have the ugly side and a good side, just like all the girls on Instagram. Oh, we noticed the inside of that is bent. See that air gap right there? Might be losing boost, so we're going to try to bend it back. So I'm going to take this pipe off real quick, see if we can't bend it in a vise. Went ahead and fixed those bends. You can see where it was bent. It's on the clamp a lot better now on the V-band. It was shooting on the diagonal, not good. And we tightened up those ones up there. Should be good. They want us to hold this tune out to 7,500. We lifted about 5,500 there and made almost 600 wheel on 5 pounds. So they want us to rev it out to 7,500 and then we'll up the boost. so to give you a quick rundown, 5.5 pounds of boost, it made 640 to the tire. That 5.5 pounds was on wastegate spring. So now we're going to A tune, which should be about 8.5 pounds like before. It made 720 before, so we should be pretty close to that number again. And then we're gonna up the duty cycle on the gauge to try to make 12 pounds of boost and see where that sits. All right, so that rip right there, we made 743, lifted right about 7,000 RPMs. She was still climbing. That green, she's climbing good. So, what would make her torque? 663, and that was only on 8 pounds. We're gonna try to go to 12 next. Close to our 900 mark. This was a mistake, don't look at that one. 861, 732 pounds of boost at 732 foot-pounds of torque at 10.5 pounds of boost. So we're gonna up it to about 11.5, 12, try to get 900. Well guys, there you have it. We hit our 900 horsepower mark. The one dyno graph that you saw, like 960 something. So it's got a AEM boost controller gauge in it, but it goes by duty cycle. It's not a CO2, so it's not like I can't put 10 pounds and make 10 pounds. It's a duty cycle, so you're working with percentages. So like at the just to give you an idea, on the A tune is what it's logged under. The duty cycle was 36, I think it's percent, but 36 duty cycle. That made what was it, seven something, and then to make, we put it up to 80. So pretty much 90% on that gauge is doubling your wastegate spring. So the wastegate spring, we made wastegate made 640 horsepower on 5.5 pounds of boost. So if you're doubling that, you're about 11 pounds, 12 pounds ish, depending on how the spring and all that stuff works. But so 90% on the gauge will double that boost. So we put it on 75, or we put it on 80, and Walt was in the car, gave it the gas, and saw the gauge get up to it hit 13.2. And we're trying to keep it under 12 pounds of boost to try to stay at that 900 wheel mark. And it made 965 at like 13.2. So it was on the move. I mean, if you cranked it up to 15, 16 pounds of boost, it'd make 1200 wheel. with ease. And then at some point, the twin 62s would cap probably around 1,300 horse. But we knocked it down from 80 down to 75, and then 75 made 934, and then we're knocked it down to 72, and it's making about 920, 915 to the tire, which is what we wanted. So before, if you guys remember, it went a 1039 at 139 in the quarter at the Christmas tree race. Keep in mind, I was foot braking and went a 167 60 foot, which is trash. Now we have trans brake and bump in box like a normal turbo car, and we're making about 180 to 200 wheel more horsepower. So I think that getting in the 9 is going to be a breeze. It might surprise us and go faster than what we're thinking. I'd be happy with a 980. 980, about 145 mile an hour, would be pretty legit for a 4,000 pound car. Keep that in mind. So very impressed. Stock motor, stock heads, stock block, blah, 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 all that nonsense. But, I mean, to make that kind of power on little 62s is pretty freaking awesome, man. The modular stuff, it just came a long-ass way. But it's going to be a fun car. We're going to Streetcar Takeover tomorrow morning. This is posting today on Thursday. So tomorrow morning, Friday, my dad's got to run the car. I'm going to Ford, actually, right now to pick up the fender and the bumper for the car. And then we're putting that on tonight. The car's still going to look like trash on one side, still look great on the other side. But running to U-Haul in the morning, picking up a hitch for a 2019 Mustang GT. Then we're going to Streetcar Takeover to try to get into roll racing on Friday night. And then we race Spanky and the Coyote Saturday at Streetcar Takeover. And then roll right into Sick Week. So it's going to be crazy, guys. So strap in. It's going to be about 9 days straight of uploads, and it's going to be a little bit wild. So super excited. Sick Week, Streetcar Takeover. It's going to be a fun weekend. Made good numbers. Thank you guys as always for being here. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share the video, let your people know. We're just getting started. Catch you guys on the next clip.